We are DCTF Live. If you have not been on, if this is your first time watching the show, hello. We are here every weekday at noon talking football in the state of Texas. And one of the truly impressive teams that we saw on Friday, or it was Friday night. So we thought, we had a pretty good idea that the 5A Division I state title game between George Ranch and Mansfield Lake Ridge was going to be a really close game, really tight, come down to the wire. And George Ranch had other ideas. A 56-0 win later. The George Ranch Longhorns are on top of the world in 5A Division I, and here to talk about it is the state champion head coach of those Longhorns. It is Ricky Tullos. Coach Tullos, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. It's a special feeling. I'll tell you, I think we're still on cloud nine, but we're going to enjoy it and continue to enjoy it for a while.
So I'm gonna admit something on the air that I normally wouldn't. I went up to you before that game started, and I came
That's
up
right.
and I shook your hand and I said, Coach, congratulations on getting here and how you feeling. You kind of looked at me and you said, we feel pretty good. And there was something in your eyes at that point. I think you knew that you guys were about to do something special. Did you know?
Well, we definitely had a feeling that we were going to come out and play well. We had a great week of practice, a lot of momentum going up to this game, and our kids had played so well in the playoffs, had really gotten better and better every week. And I sensed a feeling with them in the locker room and pregame and all week that it was not too big for them. They were real loose at practice. Just felt very confident that they were going to come out and play well. And sure enough, 48 minutes later, they had played maybe the best game we played all year, and we knew it was going to take that against a great Lake Ridge football team.
And of course, you guys, you were in a very unique position where you guys got out of the gates real early, out to about a 21-0 lead, 14-0, 21-0. But on the other side that that's a team that can flip the switch at any point. At what point did you feel like, okay, this really might happen?
I want to say I went back and watched the game finally last night. I had a chance to sit down and really in my living room and watch it again on TV. But I want to say it was when we went up 48 or 49-0 midway through the fourth. Because I don't like talking about it too soon because I think I've seen stranger things happen. But I was on the headsets with the offensive staff, and right when we scored to make it 48 or 49, I said, guys, I think we just won a state championship.
Yeah.
And, you could hear them start cheering on the headphones. And, I think that's what it was because I'm going to tell you, until they really said zero, that football team can score in bunches and score very fast. So nothing was real safe, but we felt at that time we felt like we had it.
He is Ricky Tullos. He's the head coach of the 5A Division I state champion, George Ranch Longhorns, joining us on DCTF Live. Coach, you mentioned this was a couple of years ago that you kind of, we had talked and you mentioned to me that you thought you had the horses a couple of years ago. You were like, okay, a couple years. Just give us a couple years and we're going to be there. Was this what you were picturing at that point?
It's definitely, where we wanted to be. I'm going to tell you, we 2 years ago, we were in the quarterfinals against a great Brenham football team. Mm-hmm. And we were we had a very good team in ourselves. But that was that experience that we needed to gain. I felt like after that game, Brenham just had been there. They knew what it was about, and they beat us. And we turned around the next year and fought our way right back to the regional finals again and faced the Temple team that is a very good Temple team as well. And, it was just a great football game. They beat us 28-14. Can't say enough about them. But then we found ourselves starting this year with lost a couple big-name kids that went on to big-time D1 football. And I think on the outside looking in, people thought we're going to take a step back and maybe not do as well as we've done the two previous years. But I'm going to tell you, the kids in our locker room and inside this program. They had been doing it now for 4 years, and they had seen that success and been a part of it. And that experience that our seniors gained over the last 3 years, I've seen that going into this year's Temple game. They wanted a rematch. They were ready for the challenge, and it showed that night at Berry Center. And to get past that one and just continue to march on to NRG is special. And I attribute all of it to the hard work of those seniors and watching and gaining that experience from 3 years prior to that.
Is it tiring having so many good running backs? Is this a problem for you? I mean, because it seems like you guys had 4 or 5. Obviously, Darius Anderson gets a lot of the headlines, and he was terrific. But it seems like you guys go 3, 4, 5 deep on real quality backs.
No, we have. We've been very blessed, very fortunate. I mean, it started 3 years ago with Collins Corbina, and Xavier Marks was a junior. Darius Anderson was a sophomore. And Collins graduated, then Xavier's a senior, and Darius is a junior. And Fontenot is running on our JV that went 10-0. And then Xavier graduates, and here's Darius' senior year, and here Fontenot steps on the stage as a junior. And now we got a Fisher that's a sophomore that was our third back. He ran some the other night. Going to be a junior, and we expect big things from them. We got a couple of freshman running backs that was on a freshman team that was 10-0 that people don't know about right now, but they're going to see them in the next couple of years. And like I said, we've been fortunate, very blessed. And, we're always going to try to run the football around here and play great defense. I just think that's a formula for winning. I don't care if it's the NFL, college, high school. Teams that can run the football in December and play great defense has a chance to win it all.
We would be remiss if we didn't mention that Lake Ridge, a couple of their key players were pretty banged up. Jet Duffy, it looked like their quarterback was having trouble running. Their star running back, Duke Carter. I know you're not going to make any apologies about winning, but I imagine was there a point where you looked across the sideline and you adjusted your defensive strategy based on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't know going into the game, how. What percent they were going to be at. We knew they had got banged up, but we didn't know where they were or, how they felt. But when the game started and we seen that, they're going to have trouble running the football, then we needed to just bring some pressure and make them get uncomfortable. Don't just let them sit back in the pocket and throw and throw it around. So we really wanted to try to make him uncomfortable. With some pressure. I felt like our D-line did a great job of gaining pressure, just rushing through. But we did mix in some 4 and 5 man pressures. And our secondary, and I can't say enough about them all night. They were in people's hip pockets and just there was no receivers running open. Just a total team defensive effort. I can't say enough about those guys.
The defense was fabulous. I don't care who was out there. We were all so struck by the speed on your defense. It seemed like you guys closed in a hurry every time somebody got their hands on the ball.
They did. They were contested every time, and I'm gonna tell you, it was for the most part all year. If you go back and look at the Temple game, two fantastic receivers on the outside by them, and that game our defense played unbelievable to even slow them down. I can't say enough about them. We had a feeling going into the year when we beat a Friendswood team 29-6 that our defense had a chance to be special, and they just continue to get better and better. And I'm a firm believer that defense wins championships, and they proved that the other night.
We're talking with Ricky Tullos, the head coach of the Richmond George Ranch Longhorns, of 5A Division I state champions here on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation, hashtag DCTF Live. You are, of course, the guy who has built this program from scratch. So on Friday night, you've been other places. You've coached in Splendora and Magnolia. You've coached in Cleveland, all over. Was this extra special because this was the program that you built?
No doubt. It's a great feeling to start a program from the bottom because whatever our kids learn and whatever the program looks like, that's what was built from day one, and that's a unique opportunity and a special one. And I'm just very privileged and honored to be a part of it. And that those opportunities don't come around often. Most of the time, a program's either it's already been established, there's already tradition there from the people prior. But this one's here unique, and it's built from the bottom up, and it's built around just teaching young men and women how to be better people, and usually those wins and losses will come along the way just by doing things right day in and day out.
What was the celebration like?
It was fantastic. Just to see, I'm telling you, just to see the community, all the support that was there Friday night, and to see a school rally around a football team is special, and that's what high school athletics is all about. And like I said, I can't be more proud of our kids in this school and this community and our district. Just an unbelievable team effort. Everybody pitching in and helping however they can. That's a big gold trophy is special.
We're talking with Ricky Tullos, the head coach of George Ranch here on DCTF Live, hashtag DCTF Live. Coach, before we let you go, I will admit, so this was during the West Orange Stark game before you guys, and I run into the Fox Sports Southwest sideline reporter Erin Hardigan. She was going to interview Earl Thomas's mother. She's like, hey, come along. So I walked down there. I introduced myself to Earl Thomas's mom, and sitting right there, I'd shake a couple more hands, and a woman is sitting there, very sheepishly holds out her hand, shakes my hand, and says, "Hi, I'm Tara Tullos. I'm Coach Tullos' wife." And I said, "Oh, yes. How are you feeling?" And she gave me a look that I don't know if I've ever seen anyone more nervous. Do you think that it was possible that she was more nervous than you were heading into that game?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. She's our biggest fan, and definitely my biggest fan. And bless her heart, she's a great coach's wife, and there's not a doubt in my mind that she was more nervous than anybody. Matter of fact, we got home and her phone somehow is shattered into pieces. I don't know how that happened, but we're gonna have to get her a new phone. Needless to say, so good stuff.
I imagine it will be all worth it. He is Ricky Tullos.
No doubt.
He is the head coach of the 5A Division I state champion George Ranch Longhorns. Coach, again, congratulations, and go enjoy this one. Don't think about football for a little bit.
We are.
All right.
We're going to do it. Thank you, Greg.
All right. There he goes, Ricky Tullos, the head coach of the George Ranch Longhorns.